Good evening again, people. Now that the headset's charged a little more, we can continue with my little rant. But this is day 7 of the lockdown here in California, and this is a continuation of my rant against Democrats and their idiotic policies during this crisis that we're having. As I said on the previous one, Pelosi and her cronies are trying to pump through a whole lot of other crap rather than the stimulus package the president wants to put in. To them, it's politics as usual. To hell with the country. Well, now we're in the middle of this crisis where all around the country, people that have businesses, whether they be bars, restaurants, resorts, having to close their doors. The owners are being stuck with big payments that they planned on making, returning reservation fees through no fault of their own. You know, I don't know if the government's going to try to help them or not. I hope they do. You know, if nothing else to get the economy going, rather than have half the country turn up bankrupt. But we got all this talk from our pretty boy out here. Actually, the state I'm in is totally run by Democrats. In other words, it's all fucked up. We got our pretty boy governor put us in a lockdown here 7 days ago, which is fine, dandy, if that's what he thought he needed to do. I have no way to tell him he can't do it. If you look at the list of who he says is essential, it's kind of ridiculous having a lockdown. But we do what we do. Well, on my way to work today, driving down the freeway, yeah, real nice, 70 miles an hour. Haven't done that in many, many years down that freeway. But then I read on a highway sign, no toll takers at the bridges anymore. You all have to use the computerized FastPass. Okay. Caltrans out here, which is the state workers, have always supported the Democrats. Their union's been right behind the Democrats. Yeah! Well, I wonder how all those toll takers that just lost their jobs are liking the Democrats now. I bet it's kind of boring probably sitting there at a toll booth collecting $5, $10, $15 from people every car that goes by, people bitching, or saying thank you or whatever. And every time I went through and I paid them, I thanked them for the thing, and they all kind of looked surprised when I did it. Now I got to go to the trouble of finding out how to get a fast track pass, how it works, for the few times I have to use the bridge. But I think it's all because of the fact they're starting to put tollways in California. Of course, tollways in California go for a couple miles, and it costs you $1.75 to travel that couple miles and miss the stopped up traffic on this side. You're in the same freeway. But because you can travel 70 miles an hour down it, you get to pay $1.75 for it. Everybody says, oh, that ain't much, but you take that by the millions of cars that are on the road, that adds up to quite a bit. You know? Just another way of hitting our pockets. Not to say anything about the way the fast track can track where you're at any time. They've used the fast track to track down getaway cars, things like that, where people have been. When if they say they haven't been there, they can find proof on fast track that their car was there. In case you don't know what I'm saying, it's another case of Big Brother's watching you. Well, back to day 7. There were less people on the road today. I think people are actually starting to deal with this shit. But still, city parks are full of people. Homeless camps ain't been moved none. I understand the city of San Francisco gave up 8,500 hotel rooms to house corona victims, and the city said, oh, we need more. We need more than that. I don't think they got that many cases in San Francisco. Why do they need more right now? Don't understand it. I hear this governor talk about how he's going to move these homeless camps into hotels and get them tested and all that. Well, that's fine, but they better talk to the NBA and the politicians. They seem to all be being tested before any common folk are. I mean, maybe some of these people are right. You got the money, you can get tested before anybody else. It's funny how they're testing celebrities. They're testing politicians. They're testing sports people. But they're not testing first responders. They're not testing the hospital staffs that are manning the emergency rooms. Their argument is, oh, we don't have the test kits. Well, if you don't have the test kits, why are you doing it for NBA stars, football stars, baseball stars, politicians, rich people? Because they pay more? Is their life worth more than anybody else's? Why? Because they can throw a ball? Or because they've been on a screen? Or because they have a fancy title by their name that says senator or whatever? Personally, there ain't a swinging dick out there that doesn't put their pants on the same way I do, one leg at a time. That means ain't nobody no different than anybody else. We're all in this together, people. Let's keep our humanity. Let's keep it fair. You're going to test the ones that are exposed first, which is the first responders. And if you don't know what that means it's the cops. It's the fire department. It's the EMTs. It's the emergency room personnel that deal with the people walking in saying, oh, I think I have the coronavirus. Or I have the flu. I think it's the flu. I'm not sure. If you're not going to take care of the people trying to solve the problem, then why even try? Are you trying to perpetrate it? Make it go on longer? You got all these talking heads. If you've ever noticed, every news station has an expert on everything. Even if they don't agree with the CDC, they are an expert. You can't argue with them. I've got this paper that says I know everything. Frankly, most of them sound like they don't know shit. They're guessing. They throw a lot of fancy talk out there, big words, make people think they know something. That's my opinion. But then, as I've said before, I'm just a simple man. I have two main concerns throughout this virus. One is that the country stays strong, don't lose its humanity, and two, that my wife stays healthy. That's my main concerns. If people think that's the wrong way to look at it, too friggin' bad. But, back to my rant, I still think the games the Democrats are playing is a dangerous game. You know, they got their talking head, Biden, pretty much going to be their nominee. But you got Pelosi and her crowd basically cutting his legs off from underneath him by, trying to put all this other bullshit into their damn bills. Instead of working the problem and curing the country, the Democrats want to play political fucking football. They want to try to blackmail the country into giving in to what they want to have done. My opinion, for what it's worth, which is probably next to nothing, that's wrong. But people will still vote these idiots in because they have a name recognition. Oh, well, she's done a good job. Or he's done a good job. Or I'm too lazy to read who else is running. I know this name. Let's go with that one. Oh, Oprah's on, and Oprah suggested I vote for this person. Grow up, people. Open your mind. Crack open a book. Don't believe everything you read on the web or you hear on the magic box in your bedroom. Research your own facts. Then make your decision logically. Don't vote like sheep. Just because my neighbor's voting, well, I won't be a member of the club if I don't vote for this person. They got more signs in their yard than I do. Think about it. If this country ran the way it is now, way back when, we'd still be praising the Queen. You know? Learn to think. Don't be a sheep. This is day 7 of the imposed lockdown in California for anybody that works in a high-rise, basically, or owns a restaurant, a bar, a resort. But the people that actually do the hammering, the nailing, the cleaning of the trucks, the driving of the trucks, the working of the plants, they all get to go to work every day. Joy. But from this old redneck, I wish everybody a healthy time. Stay healthy. Look in on your neighbors. Check on the elderly in your neighborhood. Do not lose your humanity. Do not lose your sense of humor. We're all going to need one. And whatever you do, don't vote for Democrats. Look at what they have done to date. Just because your neighbor's voting for them or your best friend is doesn't mean you have to. Vote with your heart and your mind, not just by rote because, oh, I'm going to follow these people because I want to be in their clique. And as always, remember the people serving overseas because they're standing the wall for us. So we can all act like idiots if we want to and have the right to do so. Remember the vets that are coming home, the vets that are already here. If you see a chance to help one, help one. They want a helping hand up, not a handout. Employers, you hire a vet, 9 times out of 10, you're never going to look back. You give the man a job, he's going to make sure it's done, or know the reason why. As this old vet says, I salute everybody. Y'all stay healthy, keep your sense of humor, and for God's sakes, keep your humanity. You want to leave a comment? Leave a comment below. You got a suggestion for me to talk about? Send it to me. redneckrebel1956@gmail.com. You want to bitch me out? Do it the same way. I'll give you credit for it. I'll even read the bitching out on a video. And I'll probably try to tear it apart. For now, this is the old redneck. This is part 2 of my rant against Democrats on day 7 of the shelter in place. Y'all have a good evening. Good night.